In this video, today we are going to discuss about
Elasticity of demand. Elasticity of demand explains the relationship between a change in price and consequent change in amount demanded. Marshall introduced the concept of elasticity of demand. Elasticity of demand shows the extent change in quantity demanded to a change in price. When you come into the definition of elasticity of demand, in the words of Alfred Marshall, elasticity of demand in a market is great or small according to the amount demanded increases much or little for a given fall in the price and dimensions, much or little for a given rise in price. In other words, Steiner and Hugh, elasticity of demand describes the degree of responsiveness of the demand for a commodity to a fall in its price. According to Samuelson, elasticity is the degree of change in the demand as a result of change in price. A simple definition of elastic demand: a small change in price may lead to a great change in quantity demanded. In this case, demand is elasticity. In elastic demand, if a big change in price is followed by a small change in demand, then the demand is inelastic. When you come into the types of elasticity of demand, there are three types of elasticity of demand. They are price elasticity demand, income elasticity demand, cross elasticity of demand. And what you call this price elasticity demand. Marshall was the first economist to define the price elasticity of demand. Price elasticity of demand measures the changes in quantity demanded to a change in price. It is the ratio of percentages of a change in demand to percentage of change in price. So when you come into the price elasticity of demand, the relationship between the percentage in the price and the percentage change in the demanded is known as price elasticity of demand. It helps the rate of change in demand for a given change in the price of the commodity. To measure the price elasticity of demand, the following formula is adopted. Price elasticity of demand is equal to percentage of change in demand or percentage of change in the price. Kinds of price elasticity of demand. There are 5 types of price elasticity of demand. They are perfect elastic demand, perfectly inelastic demand, relatively elastic demand, relatively inelastic demand, unity elasticity of demand. Coming to the first one of price elasticity of demand, that is perfectly elastic demand. Demand is to be perfectly elastic when infinity quantity can be purchased at the same price. A slight change in a price will bring about an infinity change in demand. The value of elasticity of demand is infinity. The demand curve is an horizontal straight parallel to x-axis. This is shown in the above diagram. Perfectly elastic demand curve. In this diagram, demand is shown on x-axis and the price on y-axis. DD is a horizontal straight line parallel to x-axis. This is shown in this diagram. It shows that OP price any amount is demanded, and if in price increases, the consumer will not purchase the commodity. Here the demand has increased from Q to Q1 even enough there is no change in price. And when you come into the perfectly inelastic demand curve, if a change in price does not bring about any change in the demand, then it is called perfectly inelastic demand. The quantity demanded remains fixed whatever the price might be. In this case, demand curve will be vertical straight line parallel to y-axis as shown in this diagram. In this diagram, even though the price has increased from P to P1 to the demand remained constant. Hence, this diagram represents constant demand. When price increases from P to P1, the demand remains same. In other words, the response of demand to change in price is nil. In this case, ED is equal to 0. And coming to the next one,
relatively
elastic demand curve. If the proportionate change in the demand is more than the proportionate change in the price, it is called relatively elastic demand. Here, ED is greater than 1. Demand curve D will be flatter. This is shown in this diagram. In this diagram, the change in demand Q1 is more than the change in the price P1. When price falls from P to P1, amount demanded increase from Q to Q1. And coming to the relatively inelastic demand. If the proportionate change in the demand is less than the proportionate change in the price, it is called relatively inelastic. This is shown in this diagram. In this diagram, the change in the demand Q1 is less than the change in the price P1. A large change in the price leads to small change in demand. Here, ED is less than 1. Demand curve will be stepper. When price falls from P to P1, demand increases from Q to Q1, which is smaller than the change in price. And coming to the next topic,
unitary,
elasticity of demand. The change in the demand is exactly equal to the change in price. It is known as
unitary,
elasticity of demand. When both changes in price and the change in demand are equal, ED is equal to 1, and elasticity is said to be unitary. When price falls from P to P1, demand increases Q to Q1. Thus, a change in price has resulted in an equal change in demand. So, price elasticity of demand is equal to unity. Income elasticity of demand. Income elasticity of demand shows the change in quantity demanded as a result of change in income. Income elasticity of demand may be stated in the form of the following formula. Income elasticity, proportionate change in the quantity demanded of a commodity. Proportionate change in the income of the people. Income elasticity of demand may be classified into 5 types. They are zero income elasticity, negative income elasticity, unity income elasticity, income elasticity greater than unity, income elasticity less than unity. And when you come into the zero income elasticity, quantity demanded remains the same even though money income increases. Symbolically, it can be expressed as EY is equal to 0. It can be depicted in the following way. And income increases from Y to Y1, quantity demanded never changes. And coming to the next one, negative income elasticity. When income increases, quantity demanded falls. When income falls down, quantity demanded increases. In this case, income elasticity of demand is negative. EY is less than 0. When income increases from Y to Y1, demand falls from Q to Q1. And next one, unity income elasticity. When an increase in income brings about a proportionate increase in quantity demanded, and then income elasticity of demand is equal to 1, that is represented by EY is equal to 1. When income increases from Y to Y1, demand also increases from Q to Q1. And the next one, income elasticity greater than unity. In this case, an increase in income brings about a more than proportionate increase in quantity demanded. Symbolically, it can be written as EY greater than 1. It shows high income elasticity of demand. When income increases from Y to Y1, quantity demanded increases from Q to Q1. So, coming to the next one, income elasticity less than unity. When income increases, quantity demanded also increases, but less than proportionate. In this case, EY less than 1. An increase in income from Y to Y1 brings what an increase in quantity demanded for Q to Q1. But the increase in quantity demanded is smaller than the increase in income. Hence, income elasticity of demand is less than 1. And coming to the next one, cross elasticity of demand. A change in the price of one commodity leads to a change in the quantity demand of another commodity. This is called a cross elasticity of demand. The formula for cross elasticity of demand is cross elasticity is equal to proportionate change in the demand of commodity X
by
proportionate change in the price of commodity Y. In case of substitutes, cross elasticity of demand is positive in case of substitutes. Coffee and tea. When the price of a coffee increases, quantity demanded of a tea increases. In case of complements, cross elasticity of demand is negative in case of complements, car and petrol. If increase in the price of one commodity leads to a decrease in the quantity demanded of another commodity and vice versa. When price of car goes up from P to P1, the quantity demanded of a petrol decreases from Q to Q1. Hence, the cross demanded curve has negative slope. And the next one, in case of unrelated commodities, cross elasticity of demand is zero. A change in the price of one commodity will not affect the quantity demand of another. Quantity demanded of commodity B remains unchanged due to a change in price of A, as both are unrelated goods. Importance of elasticity of demand. The concept of elasticity of demand has a great practical significance. The knowledge of this concept is useful for different types of persons. Price fixations. Each seller under a monopoly and perfect competition has to take into account elasticity of demand while fixing the price of the product. If the demand for the product is inelastic, monopolist should study the elasticity of demand for his commodities before fixing the price. If the demand for his commodity is inelastic, he fixes higher price as demand will not fall much. On the other hand, if the demand is elastic, he fixes a low price in order to increase the demand for his commodity. Finance ministers or public finance. The concept of elasticity is useful to finance ministers imposing tax on goods. The finance minister studied the elasticity of commodities before he imposed new taxes. If a tax is levied, charged on the commodity whose demand is elastic, the demand for it will fall greatly. As a result, the government would get less revenue. On the other hand, if a tax is levied on goods having inelastic demand, government can be sure of good revenue as the demand will not fall much as a result of rise in price.
And the next one is
Production. Producers generally decide their production level on the basis of demand for the product. Hence, elasticity of demand helps the producers to take correct decision regarding the levels of cut output to be produced. Distribution. Elasticity of demand also helps in the determination of rewards, prices for factor of production. For example, if the demand for the labor is inelastic, trade unions will be successful in raising wages. It is application to other factors of production. The concept of demand is useful in determining the relative price of factors of production. The factors which are having inelastic demand will be paid higher prices than those with elastic demand. And next is international trade. Elasticity of demand helps in finding out the terms of trade between two countries or international trade. The term of trade refers to the rate at which domestic commodity is exchanged for foreign commodities. The term of trade depends upon the elasticity of demand for exports and imports. If the exports have elastic demand, export price have to fall very much to increase exports and vice versa. Terms of trade depends upon the elasticity of demand of the two countries for each other goods. And next is nationalization, Ministry of Industries. The concept of elasticity of demand enables the government to decide about nationalization of industries. Before nationalizing an industry, ministries must know about the elasticity of demand for the product of the industry. Generally, he will nationalize those industries whose products are having inelastic demand, electricities, postages, and telegraphs, etc. Determination of wages. Before asking for higher wages, trade union leaders must know about the elasticity of demand for the product produced by them. Trade union leaders can demand higher wages only when the goods produced by them have inelastic demand. Next is granting protection. The concept of elasticity of demand is useful in granting protection to the industries also. Generally, protection is granted to those industries whose products have elastic demand. Those concept of elasticity of the demand has got both the theoretical as well as practical importance. The next topic is measurement of price elasticity of demand. To know the exact rate of change in demand for a change in price, elasticity of demand has to be measured. Generally, we will follow the three methods for the measurement of elasticity of demand: percentage method, proportional method, total outlay or total expenditure method, point elasticity method. And the next one, measurement of price elasticity of demand. First one is percentage method. Under this method, elasticity of demand is measured as percentage change in the quantity divided by percentage change in the price of the commodity. Point ED is equal to delta Q by delta P into P1 by Q1. Arc ED is equal to delta Q by delta P into P1 plus P2 by Q1 plus Q2. In the second one, proportional method. This is also called as percentage method. Under this method, the percentage change in the price and percentage change in the demand are calculated and compared. If the percentage change in the demand is more than percentage change in the price, demand is said to be elastic. If the percentage change in the demand is less than percentage change in the price, demand is said to be inelastic. If the percentage change in the demand is equal to the percentage change in the price, demand is said to be unitary. In this method, to measure the elasticity, we are going to use this formula. Elasticity of demand is equal to percentage of change in demand by percentage of change in the price. If the coefficient is 1, it is called unitary elasticity. If the coefficient is less than 1, it is called inelastic. If the coefficient is more than 1, it is called elastic. And the third one is total expenditure method. This method was suggested by Marshall to measure elasticity of demand. In this method, elasticity can be measured by comparing the total expenditure on commodity before and after the change in price. According to this method, the elasticity is of three types. According to this method, the elasticity are three types. When the total expenditure increase as the price falls and decrease as the price, in this case the demand is said to be elastic. In this case, ED greater than 1. Total expenditure method. When the total expenditure increases as the price rises and decreases as the price falls, when the demand is said to be inelastic. In this case, elasticity of demand is less than 1. And the third one, when the total expenditure remains unchanged after a change in the price, demand is said to be unitary. In this case, elasticity of demand is equal to 1. This method is also called as a total outlay method. And the next one is total expenditure method. This method can also be illustrated with the help of the above table. So, when a price falls from 4 to 3, the total expenditure has increased from 4,000 to 6,000. Hence, the demand is said to be elastic between the price of rupees 4 and rupees 3. When price falls from 3 to 2 rupees, there is no change in the total expenditure. It remains constant. Hence, the demand is said to be unitary elastic between the price 3 and 2. And you can see when the price falls from 2 to 1, the total expenditure has fallen from 6,000 to 4,000. Hence, the demand is said to be inelastic between the price of rupees 2 to 1. The total outlay method can also be explained with the help of this graph. In this graph, ABCD is the total outlay curve between the price of 4 and 3 are over the range at A to B. Demand is elastic as with a fall in price, total outlay has increased. Between the price rupees 3 and rupees 2 are over the range B to C, demand is said to be unitary as there is no change in total outlay or total expenditure even though price falls. Between the price of rupees 2 and rupees 1 or over the range of C to D, demand is said to be inelastic as with a fall in price, the total expenditure also falls. The fourth one is point elasticity method. This method was suggested by Marshall. According to this method, we measure elasticity of demand at different points on the demand curve. When the elasticity is measured at a particular point on a demand curve, it is called point method. This method is also known as geometrical method. In this method, to measure elasticity at a point on a demand line, the following formula is applied. Elasticity of demand is equal to lower segment of the demand curve by upper segment of the demand curve. You can easily say that is equal to L by U is equal to PB by PA. Here the demand curve is in a straight line AB. The elasticity at a midpoint P is unitary because at a point of P, the lower segment of the demand line PB and upper segment of the demand line PA equal. Above the midpoint says P1 demand is elastic because P1B is longer than P1A. Below the midpoint says P2 demand is inelastic because P2B is shorter than the upper part P2A. If the demand is a curve, we draw a tangent to the point where elasticity has to be measured and apply the same formula, lower segment by upper segment PB by PA. This method is shown in this graph. In this graph, demand curve, we have to measure elasticity at a point P. A is the tangent to P is drawn. AB is the tangent. Elasticity at any point is the ratio of the lower segment of this tangent to upper segment PB by PA. At the point of P, the lower segment PB is equal to upper segment PA. So the elasticity of demand at the point P is unitary. So when you come into the arc elasticity demand curve measures the average responsiveness to price change over a finite stretch on the demand curve. Arc elasticity demand curve measures the average responsiveness to the price change over a finite stretch on the demand curve. We can simply see in this graph, Mn refers to the stretch on the demand curve D1, D2. It is not clear whether the point M or point N should be considered to determine the elasticity of demand. It makes a difference from which point we start. Moving from point M to N is different from N to M. It is because the percentage change in quantity and the price is different depending upon the price and quantity from which it is taken. The difference in the starting point reveals the different values of elasticity coefficients. If we move from M to N, we get EP is equal to delta Q by delta P, P by Q. In coming to the factors influencing elasticity of demand, the elasticity of demand varies with different commodities. From some commodities, demand is elastic, while from some other is inelastic. If a change in the price brings about a great change in the demand or commodity, it is called elastic demand. On the other hand, if a change in the price brings about a small change in demand, it is called inelastic demand. Nature of commodity. Elasticity or inelasticity of demand depends upon the nature of commodity. Necessaries. Generally, the demand for necessaries is inelastic. In case of necessaries like food, clothing, etc., we have to purchase almost a fixed quantity whether the price is high or low. Therefore, the demand for necessary does not change very much when the price rises or falls. Hence, the demand for necessary is inelastic. Comfort and luxury. In case of comfort and luxury, the demand is elastic. There are not essential goods. Therefore, when price rises, people buy very less. When the price falls, people buy more. Thus, the demand for comfort and luxury very much. Hence, the demand for them is elastic. Availability and non-availability of substitutes. Elasticity of demand depends upon availability and non-availability of substitutes. When demand is having substitutes, the demand for it will be elastic. For example, Rin and Dent soaps are substitutes. If the price of Rin soaps goes up, people may buy Dent soap instead of Rin soap. Therefore, the demand for Rin soap may fall very much if the price goes up. Hence, the demand for substitutes will be elastic. Non-availability of substitutes. When there are no substitutes for a commodity like salt, the change in price will not cause any change in demand. People will not reduce usage of salt when its price rises or then will not buy more salt when its price falls. So the demand for it will not change. Hence the demand for such goods is inelastic. And when you are coming to the variety of uses, first one, several uses. When a commodity has several uses, its demand tends to be elastic. When the price of such commodities falls,
it will be put to many uses. Example, electricity. When the price of electricity per unit falls, it will be used for cooking, washing, heating, cooling and ironing, etc. As a result, it demands increases greatly. Hence, demand of these goods will be elastic. And the second one is single use. When a commodity has a single use, its demand will be tend to be inelastic. For example, salt. It can be put to only single or once use. The demand for it will not change even though price rise or fall. Hence, the demand for such commodities will be elastic. Degrees of postponement of demand. In that, first one, possibility of postponement. If the consumption of a commodity can be postponed, then it will have elastic demand. On the contrary, if the consumption of the commodity cannot be postponed, then the demand is inelastic. The demand for the rice or medicine cannot be postponed, while the demand for cycle or umbrella can be postponed. We can postpone the purchasing of some commodities, for example, shoes, refrigerator, cycle, umbrella, etc. If the price of these commodities rises, people will postpone their purchases. Those demand fall very much, so demand of these goods will be elastic. The second one is urgent. We can't postpone the purchasing of some commodities, for example, medicines, food materials which are used for daily consumption. When there is a rise in the price of those goods, the demand will not fall. Hence, the demand is inelastic. And the next one is amount of money spent. Elasticity of demand depends upon the amount of money spent on the commodity. If the consumer spends a smaller amount, for example, a consumer spends a little amount on salt and matchboxes, even when price of salt or matchboxes goes up, demand will not fall. So the demand is inelastic. Therefore, demand is in case of clothing, a consumer spends a large proportion for his income and an increase in price will reduce the demand for clothing. So the demand is elastic. And the next one is range of prices. In that we are going to discuss about high priced goods. The demand for high priced goods will be inelastic. These goods can be purchased by rich people only. Even if there is a rise in price, the rich people do not care much about it. The demand will not fall. So the demand for these high priced goods will be inelastic. For example, rich man will not care if the price of a car increases 5 lakhs to 5 lakhs 50,000. Hence, the demand for the goods whose price are too high will be generally inelastic. And next one, low priced goods. The demand for low priced goods is inelastic. A change in the price of these goods causes no change in the demand for them. For example, salt and matchboxes. If the price of salt or matchboxes rises, demand for them will not fall. Hence, demand for the goods which are having very low price tends to be inelastic. Time frame. Elasticity of demand varies with time. Generally, demand is inelastic during short period because the consumer do not have enough time to know about the change in price. Even if they are aware of the price change, they may not immediately switch over to a new commodity as they are accustomed to the old commodity. Taste and preference of the consumers. Where the customer is particular about his taste and preferences, the product is said to be inelastic. For the customer who are particular or loyal to certain brands such as Colgate, Tata Products, Annapurna Atta, and so on, price increases do not matter. They tend to buy that brand in spite of price changes. And the next one is expectation of price. Where people expect a fall in the price, the demand for the product is like to be inelastic. Durability of the product. Where the product is durable in case of consumers durable such as TV, air conditioner, and demand is elastic. In the case of perishable goods such as milk, meat, vegetables, etc., the demand is inelastic. Government policy. Where the government policy is liberal, the product is likely to have elastic demand and vice versa. Government, in the interest of the lower income group consumers, closely monitor the price of certain products such as ration of goods as sold in fair price. Shops are likely to have inelastic demand. As another example could be taxes. Government can raise taxes collection with a little reduction in the tax rate. Thank you.